Happening now, Jamestown police are searching through a home where a man was shot and killed overnight. The latest in the hunt for a suspect. Plus, we're hearing from the state's Commissioner of Health about nursing home deaths from COVID-19.
Well, that morning sunshine has gone behind some clouds, as you see from the downtown HD News Now cam, but some rain and some snow is going to be on the way for next week. We'll talk about it next. The news at noon starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now on this Friday. I'm Justin Gould. Our top story, investigators have obtained a search warrant for the home where a 43-year-old man was shot and killed overnight in Jamestown. Jamestown Police Captain Robert Samuelson telling WNY News Now the shooting took place inside the Peach Street home just after midnight. The Chautauqua County Forensic Investigative Team will search the two-story structure, which Samuelson says may take some time to thoroughly examine. When officers first arrived on scene, he says they found the man outside.
They located the victim in the side yard of the location. He was transported to UPMC Chautauqua, where he passed away soon thereafter.
The captain says so far his department has received several tips and obtained some leads on social media.
When something like this happens, a lot of people talk about it. We've already found some of this information on social media, so we're just looking to obtain any information, anything that maybe the victim may have had a problem with somebody, or if anybody heard anything at all, we want to hear about it.
Police are asking the community to give them a call at 483-7537, or you can anonymously leave a tip at 483-TIPS. The department also has an anonymous tip app. You can download it in the Apple App Store, Google Play Store. Just search TIP 411. Well, a new poll shows most Americans either want to get vaccinated against COVID-19 or they already have. The survey from the Kaiser Family Foundation indicates 55% of people fall into those categories. That's up from just under half in January. The survey finds that Black and Hispanic young adults are most likely to take a wait-and-see approach, and it illustrates a political divide, with Republicans showing more hesitation to get the shots as well. The top concern respondents cite is the fear of serious side effects. Well, speaking of COVID-19, it has been a part of our lives for more than a year now, but we're still learning about its long-term effects on our body. Mandy Gaither with more on a new study suggesting even those with mild cases could feel some symptoms months later.
Most COVID-19 cases are asymptomatic, mild or moderate, but even in those cases, the coronavirus can have lasting effects even months later.
My symptoms are like constantly evolving, and I get the same symptoms again and again, and it's like one will kind of disappear and then others will come up.
More than a year into the pandemic, there's still a lot we don't know about the virus and how it affects those who get it. But a new research letter published in the journal JAMA Network Open says 30% of more than 175 COVID patients the group researched, most of whom had mild symptoms and no hospitalization, still had persistent symptoms up to 9 months later. The most common were fatigue and loss of smell or taste.
We're like rubber bands. We just want to kind of snap back to the way that we were before. So I think that has been one of the biggest challenges. But if people are not able to do that and they keep pushing, that is when the symptoms just do not get better.
Dr. Dana McCarthy works with those suffering from post-COVID symptoms at the Center for Post-COVID Care at Mount Sinai Health System in New York. She says a majority of her patients are in their 20s to 50s, and with time and care, the symptoms recede.
We are seeing patients get better. It's just glacially slow.
Dr. McCarthy says much more research is needed to better understand post-COVID syndrome, including a better understanding of who gets it and how best to treat them. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Mandy, thank you. Dr. McCarthy says there's been a mass collaboration of scientists and healthcare professionals that are looking for answers into post-COVID syndrome, but she says it will take some time. Well, several New York State legislators are calling on the governor and Department of Corrections to pause the Gowanda Correctional Facility's closure. Senator George Borrello, Senator Patrick Gallivan, and Assemblyman Joe Giglio sent a letter this morning to New York's governor and the Department of Corrections and Community Supervision calling for the pause. The closure was announced last month under an expedited 90-day timeline that was authorized in the state budget last year. Typically, the lawmakers say there is a one-year notification requirement. Calling the fast-track closure unacceptable, the trio questioned the amount of savings shuttering the facility will yield. Now, according to the Department of Corrections, they carefully reviewed operations at 52 facilities and identified Gowanda among Watertown and Clinton Annex for closure. The 3 facilities are slated to close by March 30th. A spokesperson saying since Governor Cuomo took office in 2011, the prison population has declined by more than 22,000, a 39% reduction. Well, we thank you for joining us here for WNY News Now as we round out another week with local headlines. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments below, or simply say hello. It's great to see Jim. Good to see Sandy, Rita, Connie, and Brittany as well. I know a lot of you very interested in homicide overnight. Police have not issued another update since 9 o'clock when we spoke to Jamestown Police Captain Robert Samuelson. But for those of you who are just joining us, investigators looking through the house where the shooting took place, and right now, still no suspect yet. We'll, of course, continue to provide updates on WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. Download it, subscribe to breaking news, push notifications. We'll keep you in the know. Well, now let's get a first check of our weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter standing by with that. Hey, Dakota, happy Friday to you, sir.
Happy Friday, Justin, and happy Friday to all of you out there. And the morning sunshine we had has kind of gone behind clouds, as you see here from the Warren City Bank Sky Vision camera. The clouds have kind of taken over a little bit now. 37 degrees in Warren right now, and temperatures are actually going to be a little bit warmer than where they were yesterday. We only topped out at around 31, I believe was our forecast, was the official high in town. So there you see the clouds kind of coming in across the southern tier. They're kind of starting to fill in, but we're ultimately going to see the clouds breaking up a little bit through the day. So some more sunshine will be coming our way. 31, as I just told you, was the high yesterday. We started the day at 20, 65, and 15 below zero are the record highs and lows for today. So through the afternoon, a good amount of sunshine, but we're already seeing that sun go behind some clouds. There's still going to be some peaks of sunshine through the day, though. 35 to 44 with light winds. Now, as we get into tonight, we're going to see some messy wintry precipitation, and then temperatures kind of go up and down again as we go into next week. We'll talk about it in full detail with that 42 degrees and sunny 7-day forecast later in the show. Justin?
All right, Dakota, looking forward to that. Thank you. Well, several lawmakers challenged New York's top health official yesterday over his instances that a state policy didn't fuel COVID-19 outbreaks in nursing homes. Health Commissioner Dr. Howard Zucker testified for several hours before a joint legislative committee. He fielded several questions about the state's decision in the spring to temporarily bar nursing homes from refusing to accept COVID-19 positive patients from being discharged from the hospital solely because they had the virus. He says most outbreaks were due to infected nursing home staff unknowingly bringing the virus into their facilities, saying all nursing homes had at least some infected patients before receiving any COVID-19 patients discharged from their hospitals.
That is how it spread. 98% of all the nursing homes had COVID in it, even before anyone was even sent back to a nursing home. They went from the nursing home to the hospital because they had COVID, the vast majority, and so it was already in the nursing home. So that's the first part of the issue.
The state's official death toll in long-term care facilities now stands at over 15,000. That up from the roughly 9,000 previously disclosed as of late January. Well, the White House is now responding to sexual misconduct allegations against New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. The governor met virtually with President Joe Biden yesterday during the National Governors Association's winter meeting. This just days after former Cuomo aide Lindsey Boland says the governor gave her an unwanted kiss on the lips in 2018. Now, according to a post she wrote on blog site Medium, Cuomo blocked her from leaving his office after a one-on-one briefing and then giving the kiss. The White House press secretary Jen Psaki says the allegations should be looked into.
The president has been consistent in his position. When a person comes forward, they deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. Their voice should be heard, not silenced, and any allegation should be reviewed. Governor Cuomo is also the governor of one of the largest states in the country that has been one of the hardest hit, with millions of people still suffering from an ongoing pandemic and an economic crisis. And our focus is to continue working with governors from across the country, from a range of states, on how we're helping people in their states.
Cuomo is firmly denied the allegations through his press secretary, also reiterating his denial that he once suggested Boland and former staffers play strip poker while on a flight. Next here, a lot more to tell you about this Friday. We hear more from a local congressman who says he's seriously thinking about running for governor. And later, meet our furry friend Joe Dirt, this week's featured pet of the week. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues on this Friday afternoon.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Honest John's has what you're looking for. When you want it good, we're gonna give you lots more.
From freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has what you're looking for. And now 2 great locations, East 2nd Street and Fairmount Avenue. Order takeout or delivery today online at honestjohns.pizza.
You're gonna get it good at Honest John's.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Remember when you were a kid, huddled around the television waiting for your school to close? Well, we don't get snow days. When winter weather hits, count on the First Defense Weather Team for a look into the future where the snow is headed next. Live radar showing you the scope of the storm. And real-time reports from the field. So when it matters most, stay with First Defense Weather.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now. You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. A months-long investigation into drug trafficking here in Chautauqua County has led to the seizure of a large amount of cash and drugs. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office Southern Tier Regional Drug Task Force raided a Route 20 home in the town of Westfield yesterday. Inside, investigators seized over $13,000 in cash, LSD, cocaine, and marijuana. Deputies say no charges were filed as the investigation remains ongoing. Authorities do ask members of the community to report possible narcotics activity within their neighborhoods by calling 716-664-2420. Congressman Tom Reed saying he's seriously contemplating a run at governor in 2022. Reed's comments came during his weekly media conference call this week. The congressman would be challenging incumbent Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo if he ran. The Republican says, however, that he needs to continue to have conversations with his family, especially as they've previously received death threats.
We are having some very serious family conversations because you remember, my family, we had a death threat to my son and my daughter left on our front porch with a noose around a dead rat and a brick with their names on it. And that shook our family deeply. And so as we look at obviously a high-profile race such as the governor's race and what that would take and impact on my family, that is paramount concern of mine to make sure the family concerns are addressed and that we are united as a family, as well as a family to take on this effort.
He says he will be making a decision sooner rather than later. Well, lawmakers are getting ready to vote on the $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief bill in Washington. The House will vote on the bill today, but as Britt Conway reports, there's a key element that the Senate plans to remove.
The American people are struggling.
President Joe Biden is hoping his $1.9 trillion COVID relief package will help, and the House votes on it today. It's as sweeping as it is controversial. Republicans say it's too big, some calling it a, quote, liberal wish list.
This is the wrong plan at the wrong time for all the wrong reasons.
What would they have me cut? How much time do you have, Mr. President, to go through the litany of things in this bill that have nothing to do with COVID?
But Democrats argue it's all related to the pandemic.
We are still in a historic crisis of health of the economy.
COVID-19 pandemic is a once-in-a-century tragedy. It requires a once-in-a-century congressional response.
So what does it include? $1,400 stimulus checks for millions of Americans, enhanced unemployment assistance, nutrition assistance, housing aid, boosted tax credits for families and workers, optional paid sick and family leave, funding for education and childcare, health insurance subsidies, more money for small businesses, billions in aid to states, and increased support for vaccines and testing. But one item that won't be in the Senate version is the $15 federal minimum wage hike. It's a disappointment for many Democrats, but it might be the cut needed to get the bill across the finish line.
We've got to pass it and make sure it gets implemented as soon as possible.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Britt, thank you. The Senate ruled against the minimum wage portion of the bill. Under the budget rules Democrats plan to use to pass it. It will still be in the House version today, but it will likely be removed before the Senate takes it up. Time is of the essence here, with more than 11 million Americans slated to lose their unemployment benefits between mid-March and mid-April, unless Congress passes another relief package in the coming weeks. Well, get cracking today because it's National Pistachio Day. The pistachio is an amazingly versatile little nut. It can be used in baking ice cream or even eaten whole. The nuts are also a good source of protein, fiber, and certain vitamins and minerals. Want to impress your friends? Well, offer them a handful of smiling nuts. That's what people in the Middle East call pistachios, and it seems to make sense. When the nuts are ripe, their shells split open and look like a grin. If pistachios make you happy, try them in a salad or maybe a new confection as well. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now as we close out another week. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments down below, or simply say hello. We love hearing from you. Great to see Judy. Good to see Amber, Amy, Jeffrey, and Mitch as well. Hopefully you all are having a good day out there. Well, now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, who I know before the show, Dakota, we were talking about the cute little nut, and we both are big fans of pistachio. I know you said you really like the ice cream.
Yes, I mean, I could suck that stuff down. I mean, you know, pistachio ice cream is probably one of my favorites besides, I think, Rocky Road. I mean, you know, Rocky Road is definitely is one of my favorite ice cream flavors, but then it's probably pistachio.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know, there's nothing like, you know, taking the small pistachio bags and just having them to snack on. But the only problem with pistachios, though, is they're really expensive.
Yeah,
I think
they
they're
are
one of the
pretty
most expensive
pricey.
nuts, actually.
Yeah, nuts, I think, in general. I guess we're all just nuts for nuts. What are you going to say?
Yes, we're nuts for nuts. We're crazed.
I love the pudding. That's one of my favorite. My grandfather, he makes some killer pistachio pudding.
I'm personally not a huge fan of pudding in
I
general.
like the pudding. Okay. Well, yeah, it's good. Well, another thing that I think a lot of people are looking forward to, maybe we're nuts over this too, is the weather. And it's really, I think in the last couple of weeks, been up and down. We've had some frigid cold, some warmth, and now this weekend, I'm hoping for warmth, but I'm not sure if we're going to get it.
Well, the warmth is going to come with some rain showers, but first of all, we got to go through tonight, which could be a bit messy. Let's take a look at the graphics, and we'll take a look at the temperatures over the past 7 days. As Justin mentioned, they've been up and down, up and down. We've only had one 50-degree day this past week, and that was this Wednesday, where we topped out at 53 degrees. Everything else here has been, kind of cold, a little bit seasonable here. 34 we started the week at, but man, Wednesday felt absolutely fantastic with that high of 53 degrees. But the warm temperatures, look at what it's done to the ice on Lake Erie. It's broken it up, and it's actually melted some of the ice. So just earlier this week, the ice coverage on Lake Erie was around 85%. Now it's down to 58.4%. And so the problem with this is that it's ultimately going to open the door for some lake effect, and that's going to be coming our way early next week. 36 degrees as a noon hour. The Jamestown Airport says fair skies. That's what it's reporting, but we do have some clouds downtown. Southeast wind of 8, and the wind chill is down to 29. So it's going to be a little bit warmer today than it was yesterday. So let's talk about Monday, because Monday obviously starts March, and it's going to be coming in like a lion. Roar, because here's what's happening here. We have a cold front that's going to be coming on in. This is going to shift our wind direction, so we're ultimately going to see a little bit cooler air as we go into Monday and Tuesday, but it's also going to set the stage for some lake effect snow to set up off the eastern end of Lake Erie, and also windy conditions as well. And remember, lake effect snow starts with that warm lake water, 32 degrees, freezing even. That's relatively warm. The cold air surges across Lake Erie, and we got to look at that 5,000 feet up in the atmosphere to a 25-degree temperature difference. That warm air rises up into the sky, clouds form, and then the winds ultimately push the clouds ashore, and then that's when the snow starts to fall. And the big key with lake effect, as we often tell you, is the wind direction. The wind, big player to who's going to get hit with the lake effect. And the lake effect snow on Monday should not be anything too major, though, so that's the good news there. Here's our storm system for Saturday. This is actually going to pass to our south, so this is actually going to brush us. It's not going to go across us. It's actually going to brush us, but you'll see what it's going to bring in. So future scan paints the idea of sun and clouds through the afternoon. Now this is going into tonight. The pink area here is a mix of rain and snow, likely some sleet. So overnight tonight, there could be a few limited slick spots overnight as the sleet falls, and then it should transition over to all rain for the morning tomorrow. Then as we get into the afternoon on Saturday, it'll taper off to just a few scattered showers, but the clouds will likely stick around for Saturday. And then as we go into Sunday, we should be mainly dry, partly to mostly sunny. And then as we head into Monday, you'll see the essence of the next storm system coming in for Sunday night going into Monday, and then the winds shift, and then that'll bring us the lake effect. So the zone forecast inland areas today will likely go around 40 degrees today. Some spots may go a little bit higher than that, especially in Warren County, lower 40s there. Now I present the future. Next 7 days brought to you by 42 degrees and sunny. 43 tomorrow, rain to snow, snow to rain in the morning. It also becomes breezy as well. 49 on Sunday, few leftover rain showers, partly sunny. And then look at Monday, it turns windier along with that lake effect. 35, 34 Tuesday, should be mainly dry. We're back into the 40s again for Wednesday and Thursday, and we should be mainly dry. We will take a break and be right back, so don't go away. First Defense Weather is sponsored by 42 Degrees and Sunny, smoking deals on smoking accessories. Learn more at 42degreesandsunny.com. That's 42degreesandsunny.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
It's not just what we say, it's what we do.
Local first. It isn't just our slogan. It's our mindset every single day. So whether you're watching our daily live streams or staying up to date with reports on our website and mobile app, you'll always see the same attention to detail from reporters who passionately care about our community, who have one goal in mind: to always put the facts first.
For me, it's more than just getting the forecast right. What I love the most about my job is that I come into work every day to help break down the weather, letting people know how this is going to impact their day. We take pride that First Defense Weather is the only local weather team in the Southern Tier. We don't just copy and paste our weather from outside sources. Every part of our forecast is handmade right here in-house, something our team really takes pride in.
What matters to you matters to us. Every story, every day. WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. In an effort to help animals find their forever home, we're partnered with the Chautauqua County Humane Society in a segment called the Pet of the Week. Joining us live is Amanda Sublett to talk more about this week's featured furry friend from my favorite place at the shelter. Hey, Amanda.
Hi, Justin. So I have my friend here, this guy up here, Joe Dirt. He's about 3 years old. Very easygoing guy. I like to refer to him as an old soul because he reminds me of that old man who's been around the block a few times and he just knows everything. He's wise. He's very relaxed. Just kind of that general vibe you get from him. He is a bit outgoing. He does like to talk to people. He will follow you around, but for the most part, this is how you're going to find him, just laying around and being lazy.
Yeah, and it seems like we all need a cuddle buddy at one point or another in our lives, and it seems like right now he'd be great for that, and at the same time still interacting. Does he like to play a little bit? I know a lot of cats, they'll even chase after things, whether it be like a toy mouse or something.
I've not yet seen him play like that, but he does like to explore things, and he will look out the window and watch there as well. So it's just a matter of getting him acclimated to that new home and giving him that opportunity. I think he will down the road.
Yeah, and I know one of the things that we like to bring up is whether or not there can be other pets in the home. I know he lives right now in a room where there are other cats. How does he test with others?
He's great. Honestly, this is what you see. This is what you're getting.
That's awesome. Yeah, so he certainly looks like a great addition to any family. What should somebody do if they see what they like, or they think, you know what, I do want to adopt a pet. I think this is a good time to do it, and they want to meet our friend Joe Dirt or even others.
So for Joe Dirt, we actually have 16 others with us going to the mall Saturday from 12 to 4 for adoption. They can come by and meet him and the friends there. Or if they can't make it, they can check out our website, chqhumane.org, and fill out an application there.
Yeah, so certainly, again, chqhumane.org is the place to go to learn more about our furry friends. And I know right now you have a fundraising campaign as well, I believe, Pennies for Paws, which is ongoing. How can people help with that? Because I imagine all the proceeds are really going back to help run things and keep these animals safe and warm.
Absolutely. So they can stop by our thrift store, Second Chances. They can make donations anywhere that they might find one of our Pennies for Paws canisters. Go to our website and make that donation there. It doesn't have to be pennies, but our goal is 1 million pennies.
So certainly, hopefully we can help make that possible. Amanda, thank you so much for hopping on today. And again, to learn more about our friend Joe Dirt or other residents of the shelter, simply contact the Chautauqua County Humane Society at 716-665-2209, or you can visit them at chqhumane.org. And of course, check out tomorrow at the Chautauqua Mall if you want to meet them in person. And look at, now he's moving around. He's all ready to go. He's excited for his TV debut. Have a great Friday, everyone. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Of course, news 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. It's easy to download and free, by the way. Just search WNY News Now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We'll leave you with this live look over downtown Jamestown. Have a great day and a safe weekend.